BYD are doing incredibly well. And whether or not they are falsifying some small number of their orders, it could be. It's possible. This has happened before. It'll happen again.
Wow, that's a pretty strong statement. Sam is a BYD investor, or if he's not anymore, he definitely used to be one. When a BYD investor talks smack about BYD, I listen. Let's take a look.
BYD recently revealed the new Seagull, their electric mini car, which is a direct competitor for automakers in China, such as Toyota and Mazda, selling small cars like the Toyota Yaris. The BYD Seagull has been anticipated enormously by people all over China. In fact, people all over Europe. There are so many people that are excited to buy one of these cars. And when BYD revealed it only a few days ago at the Shanghai Auto Show, it revealed the prices. It then said it got tens of thousands of orders. Now, I'm sure you've heard the noise. People claim that BYD are falsifying their orders for their cars. I initially thought this wasn't true, but after hearing this information and seeing what's happened with the Seagull, I have to admit I am a little bit confused. Am I saying BYD is lying about their orders? No, but I am asking the question, why have they just done this?
That statement where he said, I initially thought that wasn't true, makes me think that maybe Sam does think there's something serious going on, although he did say later that he's not really saying there's something very bad going on, but certainly he is confused. So let's see what's going on here.
BYD sell a lot of electric cars and they sell a lot of plug-in hybrids. Around about 50% of the cars they sell are plug-in hybrids and the other 50% are fully electric. But either way, who cares? My point is here, BYD are doing incredibly well. And whether or not they are falsifying some small number of their orders, it could be. It's possible. This has happened before. It'll happen again. Truthfully, automakers do this in all kinds of creative ways. They do this constantly. So that's no real big shock.
That's one reason why generally I would be reluctant or extremely careful about investing into any Chinese company, really, because their accounting practices also differ from our practices. And they are a lot more desperate to make money because they are just not doing as well financially overall. But if you invest in Chinese companies and you made money, congratulations to you. I would just prefer investing in companies and markets where generally fudging the numbers is not a very common practice. Although certainly if you think about Volkswagen, diesel scandals, yeah. There's a lot of fraud going on in our part of the world too. I just think that with Chinese companies, you have to be more careful.
What to me though is the strange thing about this is, yeah, the YouTube videos that people have made showing car parks full of BYD cars and showing the BYD mothballing the cars, that's all fake. That's all 100% fake. If you believe that stuff, sorry, please don't email me. People email me this stuff saying, hey, look, I told you there's this Chinese clickbaiter. He's an expert in the industry and he's proven that BYD are falsifying their car sales. Look at this video. Yeah, my friends, that is all fake. 100% fakery, intended to get you to click and to be sucked in and to think this guy's some legend and really there's some conspiracy going on.
I think he is talking about this video or this YouTuber, although I'm not entirely sure.
I'm actually not against EVs. I'm a massive fan of technology. And although I think hybrids are far better for the environment than EVs, I'm not trying to scare anyone away.
Please forgive me for not really being that interested in hearing what he has to say after making that statement. The thing with hybrids is when you burn gas, you can't recycle that gas once you burn it. But with batteries, once the batteries are all used up, you can recycle these batteries and then use them again. And then recycle, use them again, recycle, use them again, recycle, use them again, and again and again and again. You can't do that with gas.
Other than impossibly inaccurate statistics surrounding the amounts of fires and incidents involving BYD EVs, sales numbers are also... Here, let me clue you in. You'll hear a lot about how BYD is outselling Tesla and selling massive amounts of BYD EVs in China, surpassing all other brands. I mean, there's a lot of hype surrounding this. And of course, this is driving interest in other markets and pushing international markets to take BYD seriously. But what isn't being said is that these sales numbers are dishonest. You see, the sales numbers are actually numbers sold to dealers and not to consumers.
News alert, pretty much every single automaker actually does that except for Tesla. Well, as a Tesla stock investor, it is tempting to call that practice as dishonest. Really, that's just a bad old business practice, and that's how it's always been done. This practice makes it a little bit harder to compare exactly what Tesla is going through and what other automakers are going through, because the data from other automakers is going to be delayed, basically. Because if they are going through a bad time as well, then they will first fill up all of these dealer lots, and at first their numbers will still look good for a while, and then we will see what's actually going on.
But this is China. This Chinese second-hand car dealer shows you how they fake the numbers, at least one of the ways. He's getting these brand new cars that have less than 40 kilometers on them. In other words, it's less than 20 miles on the odometer. And they're being sold as second-hand because BYD has already registered and insured them. So the insurance numbers and the registration numbers look like legitimate sales to consumers. But he gets them brand new to sell as second-hand cars for a slightly reduced price.
Oh, now that is not good. If that is really happening on a big scale, yeah, that is definitely misleading investors. Remember these price cuts on the BYD Seal, which is the closest Model 3 competitor? If they are doing price cuts on these new vehicles, and if that practice is also widespread, then these discounts must have been a lot bigger. Just to be clear, for legal reasons, I'm not saying that BYD is doing anything funny here. Of course, BYD follows every single law, and I'm not saying that BYD is violating any law, of course. I'm not sure what's going on in my throat. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm catching a cold. And there's something weird with my right eye. The left seems fine, but the right one, I don't know. I've been taking athletic greens for about a year, and vitamin A and lutein, and it helps my eyes, but I don't know. Right now, this moment, I just feel weird. But let's see if he has any other evidence.
It doesn't take a genius to figure out that the numbers are incredibly suspect, and until independent verification can take place, which in China is an impossibility, we will never know.
Oh, I guess there's no more evidence.
Now, could BYD be making up some orders? They could be. But all those car parks of these videos, are they fake? No, absolutely not. Just because some dude walks around saying they are, doesn't mean that's actually true. And I'll explain why that is in another video that I'll have coming soon.
It is certainly entirely possible that someone could just be making up these videos just to get more views, because, I mean, if you were to make a video and you want to get a lot of views, yeah, BYD faking its numbers, that would be a pretty good title. If you show here's how BYD fakes it, that would probably work. So maybe BYD is doing something shady here, maybe no. I'm not really sure. I'm invested in Tesla, and Tesla is clearly beating BYD still when we look at the global EV sales.
But I am curious to know this. Is BYD possibly exaggerating pre-orders? More than likely.
Oh, that's a strong statement. Remember, Sam is a BYD investor, or at least he definitely used to be one.
The reason I say this, BYD revealed the Seagull. It's a great car. In fact, it's one of my favorite cars of all time. Sounds ridiculous, but I love the practical shape. I love how it's small but big. It's sort of like a little van, but it doesn't look like a van. They've done such a phenomenal job with the packaging. The looks of it are perfect because it's practicality mixed with a combination of like cute kind of looks. It's affordable. There's so many things to love about it. And I love the fact that it's going to be probably the first mass-produced electric car in China using sodium-ion batteries. That's cool as well. We don't know that for sure, but it seems very likely that will happen later on this year.
I can't help but wonder, how safe is that car? Would you get into that car personally? I can't wait for the next generation Tesla to come out. I think it will destroy BYD. I mean, BYD obviously will still be around, but the sales of BYD will slow down.
Here's the thing though. BYD said they got tens of thousands of pre-orders for the Seagull once it launched. That was on the 26th of April. And it started at a price of only $11,200 US. That was the base model price. Now, I did say I thought that was a bit expensive, but then, hey, I was proven wrong because they got tens of thousands of orders. But then BYD went and did something strange. Within 48 hours of this vehicle being released and BYD saying it had massive demand, people loved it as they should, this thing looks fantastic, they reduce the price again, straight away.
Is it possible that BYD could be fudging its numbers? Well, maybe, but think about this. If Tesla released a vehicle for $11,400 and only got 10,000 orders on the first day, would you be happy? I would be very disappointed. So I'm not that sure if really for sure BYD is doing something shady here. Maybe they are. I mean, Sam certainly used to be a BYD investor, and I think he probably is a BYD investor still, and he's saying that. And I don't follow BYD that closely as he is, so maybe he is onto something. But I think you get the highest number of order on the first day, and then the orders really slow down. So maybe the orders really slow down a few days after that.
That just seems weird, right? You just took all these orders from people, and all of a sudden you said to them, no. Thanks for the order. Everyone loves this car, but we're going to just reduce the price even more. Now, I understand them doing this after, say, 6 months or 3 months of the car being around, but not 48 hours after the car goes on sale, and you say that everyone wants one, and you've taken tens of thousands of pre-orders. Something just doesn't add up. It really doesn't make sense to me that BYD would instantly reduce the price. And it's not by a small amount. This is a pretty big percentage. This is 7%.
7% is actually quite a large number. Imagine a $50,000 Model Y getting a 7% discount. That is a discount of $3,500.
Am I making something out of nothing? I mean, is it likely they would have taken tens of thousands of pre-orders, and within 48 hours of the price being revealed and all those pre-orders flying in the door, they said, okay, we're going to reduce the price by a pretty significant amount? Do you think that's likely? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
I wouldn't be surprised if BYD was cheating, but if it wasn't, I wouldn't be surprised either. And this video explains why Tesla board members are now buying more Tesla stock. My name is Matt Post. Just like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.